Most boys and girls who play football in the United States play on a field just like this one, here in Brazil, Indiana, at the Clay Youth Football League. It's managed by volunteers, maintained by volunteers, and coached by volunteers, but it's become the de facto feeder program for both the junior high and the high school. And many of the kids who come through here into high school get a chance to play college football. And one of those is our next interview, Braxton Sampson. Welcome to this conversation. Our guest, obviously, Braxton Sampson. You've seen a few pictures of him growing up. My name's Tony Harper. I've watched Braxton play for 15 years or longer. I know his family in full confession of relationship. It's been a pleasure to watch you play. And we're here in Brazil, Indiana, in Coach's timeout, so you're at home. Yeah. A brief visit after a tough game. I want to know something about you as a person. You started out in Little League, like our intro show. Who was the influence that got you going there? Was it your dad, your parents, a neighbor? How did that come about?
Yeah, definitely my dad. I just remember watching him playing for the West Central Wildcats. If you remember them being around.
Yeah.
And, I got to watch him play that, and I was just like, wow, that's what I want to do. I want to play football. I want to be just like my dad. Then he finally let me. I was 4 or 5 years old, and playing tackle football, barely keep my head helmet off the ground, and we just kind of took off from there. I remember my dad would have me. We were just playing Madden. He'd like pausing the game or walk me through like what I should have done even when we were playing Madden. Just like I want their attention to play the game, and he was just so passionate about it, and just made me so passionate about it as well.
So he was your biggest influence.
Yeah, absolutely. Just something that we really got to bond over, and really just.
And he coached you in Little League.
Yeah, all the way up to 8th grade, actually.
Yeah. It's nice to have a good influence like that.
Well, yeah, it has some good and bad. You have to go home with your coach. Wasn't always the best thing, but no, it was awesome.
Well, and you have been very successful. Little League.
Yeah.
You were successful in junior high. High school, you were Wabash Valley All-Star. Then also your senior year in the Indiana Football Coaches Association, North-South it's a state all-star game. You played in that, had a great following. I know I counted heads, so we televised the game, and you had like 50 people. So just supporting you that I knew. So you've had a pretty good career so far. Is this a dream come true? Or what?
Yeah, absolutely. Just getting to play with the people I love, and them being able to play so close at Indiana State, they get to come to all the home games.
Well, let's go back before that then. You mentioned Indiana State, which we're a redshirt junior, linebacker this year at Indiana State. You had offers when you graduated to go to other places.
Yeah, a little bit.
And my best recollection was 3 or 4 offers, and you chose to go to Indiana State. What was that decision based on?
I'm a homebody at heart. I didn't want to go too far from home, and the idea of my parents going to come to every game. And I know now that they travel to North Dakota and everywhere else for me, so that didn't really matter to them much. But just like the people that have supported me all the way up through middle school and high school, those people still getting to show up for the games and really support me. That's priority number one for me. So,
well, you come from a solid family. Yeah, you've been involved in high school, working with younger kids and teams. Can you tell us something about that?
I guess I just remember growing up, Vinegar and Jacob Dean, they were always involved with the youth league, and
they were stars before you.
Exactly. Yeah, those are the guys I looked up to. So seeing them at the youth league just always meant so much to me when I was a kid. I just wanted to give someone else that kind of feeling.
Okay. And what are you studying in college?
Construction.
Okay. Construction. I'm construction man.
Yeah.
So that's part of technology.
Yep.
School technology. How's your grades?
Good.
So what do you want to do when you graduate?
I think I'd like to travel the first 4 or 5 years and do projects in Florida, Colorado and stuff like that. Just be able to travel while I'm young for a little bit, and then eventually I'll settle back down here. I love it here, so so it's simple. Yeah.
Sometimes I want to be a coach.
Yeah, I definitely want to. I mean, football was
important to that.
Yeah, football was in front of my life for sure. But
So you think you'd be able to travel and still be part of football? Location?
Yeah, I think no matter where I'm at, I think find a way to football to still be a part of my life.
Okay. So how's your grades really?
Good. No, really, I think I have 3.9. So I'm doing well, you know.
I thought I did okay, 3.75, and you're blowing me away.
Doing well.
What's it like? Everybody thinks, "Oh, I want to be a basketball star, I want to be a football star, a baseball star, whatever." I just get the chance. What's it really like? The work that has to go into it, and you're not really a normal college student,
Right.
I mean, you're live on regimen. What's a typical day for you?
Typical day would be waking up early, going to meetings.
Well, no, wait a minute. Let's get detail here. What's early? I mean, some people 10 o'clock in the morning.
During this is when it's 5 o'clock. During the summer, I had an internship, so a lot of people during the summer that's kind of time off, and that was the busiest time of the year for me because I'd wake up at 4:45 and go to lifts. We had an early intern lift. Then get done with that about 7:30, 8 o'clock. I'd go straight to my internship. I would intern with Thompson Griff, which is just internal. I'd shower, then I'd be there till 5 o'clock. Then after that, I'd go to the office. Coach Ellison, marketing coordinator, I'd meet with him. He'd run me through the install that they went over, and by the time I got home, it was usually 7 o'clock. Go to bed and do it again the next day. And that was really what it was in the summer. Now that we're in season, I don't have an internship. It's a little bit more laid back. It's more of a 6:30 wake up. So, I'm just sleeping a little bit. But 6:30 wake up, we meet, do a walkthrough maybe, fix it, stuff that we need to fix from the practice before. And then he'll let us go. We'll go to class. At some point, we got to eat breakfast and lunch. You just kind of fit it in where you can. Try to get a good regimen down. We might have a meal prep, stuff like that. And then get out of class usually around 1 or 2, depending on what day it is. Go to the field, stretch, warm up. Then we're in practice. Get off about 7:30 and kind of go from there.
Well, now what about all this great social life that college?
Well, you find out with your teammates at practice, then the locker room. But outside of that, there's really not a lot of time for that.
Your family's close.
Yeah,
I know every time we get a chance, you come home and get some of mother's good cooking.
Yeah. Sometimes she brings it to me even. That's the
She brings it to you?
She's the.
That's one good thing about being
That's right.
mother can bring me food.
It's a good warm meal.
And I bet she doesn't feed just you, does she?
Huh?
She doesn't.
Oh no, she'll feed. Last year she wants to get it going again this year, but every Thursday we have some guys over and start off like 5 guys. I'm like, Mom, I think so and so and so. So they're now really getting like 10, 11 guys over, and she still loves it. She don't complain. She's the best. But yeah, it's never just me. I always, but when we first get in there, usually she always cooks enough food for everybody, so it works out.
Indiana State's part of the Missouri Valley.
Yeah.
One of the toughest conferences is overlooked, but one of the toughest conferences in the nation.
No doubt.
North Dakota State, South Dakota State, North Dakota, South Dakota. You go down the list. You started out the year with 2 wins.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And then this last Friday night, you played Indiana.
Yeah.
And now you go to Montana. I don't know. 2 easy schools to me.
Yeah, right. Just check them off the list. But no, those are Indiana was a really good team. We knew we had to play well to beat them. We didn't play up to our standard. They played really well. Got down the ball when you get the opportunity and make the plays that come to you. We didn't do that, and we just kind of going into.
You still had 7 tackles.
I did. I had 7 tackles.
You contributed. You did your part.
Well, not enough. It's never enough. You don't win, but now we get to go to Montana, and not only is that a good school, but it's the farthest we've ever traveled since I've been here by far. And I'm really excited about that. Obviously, last year you kind of just got last week you got your moments and move on because you gotta just be in the moment. I mean, there's nothing we can do about what happened last week. And going into Montana, we just have the mindset that like we're still a good football team, no doubt, and just gotta go in there and ready to compete because Montana's gonna be a great team.
Are you living your dream?
Yeah. I mean, of course, back at linebacker even, so that's exciting. I played a little defensive end. That was fun.
Yeah. All through high school, what you played linebacker,
Right.
and you've got a quick first steps, decent speed, and your dad has trained you well.
Yeah.
And you get to Indiana State, they switch you to defensive end.
Yeah.
How was that?
It definitely wasn't like what I guess wanted, but I knew it was. I mean, the guys ahead of me was Garrett Wondike and Jeff Brown, two great linebackers at Indiana State. So I kind of had the idea that if I wasn't playing defensive end, I wouldn't be getting on the field. And so defensive end was the best route for me to get on the field and be able to contribute to the team. Excuse me. Obviously, I wanted to be playing linebacker, but also with like the teammates that I have, like it's easy to play defensive end for them. I mean, we really have a great group of guys that truly care about and like love each other. And that makes it really easy to play a position you might not want to do. Knowing that you're going out there to perform for those guys. And whenever I got the opportunity to go back to linebacker, obviously I thought it.
You feel like you're at home now?
Yeah.
That linebacker?
Yeah, absolutely.
You played Eastern Illinois. You had 8 tackles, a forced fumble, a sack, and fumble recovery. I think you're doing your share. You got 7 or 8 at IU. Is like you said, there's a bunch of talented players ahead of you who now graduated. Next man up is always the story. Are you gelling? I mean, the guy in front of you, Wilson, you guys learning the little nuances that help each other be better?
I mean, Logan Wilson's a guy that he might end up out of his gap to make a play, and that's fine. I mean, we're linebackers, back to line. It's our job to make it right. And Coach Elson gives him the freedom to do that because he knows that Logan Wilson is a playmaker, and he's gonna do what his football instinct tells him to do. And you kind of like that in a guy playing in front of you, knowing that he's gonna take up the double team and beat a block, beat 2 blocks, and make a play. And that's what our whole D line is: Bryce Patterson, Shane Bennett, Brandon Amunyaphone, Nate Gonzalez. They're all just guys that really want to get their hands on the ball and want to finish violently. It's just it makes my job a lot easier when you got guys like that in front of you.
Well, it's a team.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you've played back to the dream. I've watched you play Mick, played Ball State, you played Purdue, you've played Indiana, you're going to play Montana. This has to be a true dream. Right?
It is.
It is stuff when you pinch yourself when you wake up in the morning or what?
I mean, yeah, you kind of have to, knowing that. And we're going to fly to Montana Saturday, or it's Friday morning. Go down there, and not only is it just such an awesome experience playing football at this level, but it's also just like, this is the only way I'm going to get to, I'm seeing them all over the country. I'm sure there'll be other opportunities, but nothing like this. You travel with like your closest friends, and just like, you're hanging out in the hotel night before a game, and you get to have dinner with each other, and you get to just talk about football and the things that you love, and it's just really awesome just getting to experience that with so many great people.
The game before last, against Eastern Illinois home game, they honored Vincent Allen, who played, had his number retired, first number ever to be retired at Indiana State. And tell you how old I am, I was working radio when Vincent played. And we were talking sideline. I said, I remember you being bigger. He said, no, I've always been decided. My afro was bigger. What's it like when you have guys like that? The history of people that play at Indiana State, Wayne Davis, Vincent Allen, Vincent Glenn, guys that had 12, 14 years in the NFL, they came back and visited guys that you can look up to, Archer Martin, guys that talk about the history that was in Indiana State before you. What's that do to your personality, your psyche and stuff? And preparing for games or looking at the team, who we are, what came before us.
Yeah. One of our big words that we talk about is just leaving a legacy. And there's so many guys before us that done just that. And we just want to be a part of that. And hope that one day maybe like our names are getting brought up and talked about and talk about the 2025 Sigma months. You know what I mean? That'd be such an amazing thing. And obviously going 2-0, that's the first time we've done that since 1986. And that's just, we just want to keep doing that and just keep wanting to put our names in the history books of Indiana State.
Well, and it's not over for you. You're a redshirt junior. You've got another year.
That's right.
Got a solid team. You're going to have a lot of guys back that are contributing this year that will be contributing next year, and you're going to continue to build.
Yeah, we're considered young, so obviously we had a lot of guys that's just Coach Mallory really says it working while we wait, and that's what we were doing, and you know a lot of like you said, a lot of us are coming back, and it's just really exciting to see what we can do if we just stack a year on top of the next. You know, we haven't been able to do that, and that's why I just want to really ball out this year and go into the offseason knowing that we really have something going. We can just build off of it.
And you get another year at linebacker.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that's the dream.
Is there anything that you would change along the way? Because, you know, there's a lot of choices. And everybody thinks, oh, it's easy. It's, you know, do this and do that. And it's just not. And like you mentioned, it's the hours, the dedication. But you pretty well did. Your parents instill that in you because you pretty well been that way your whole life.
Right.
Like I said, I've only said fewer.
Yeah.
And watched you play, like watched Jacob Dean play. I've watched David Gertman. And he, like you, went on. He played at Marion. Was a standout player there. Jacob Dean was a standout player, and you had another Shaw. You had one quarterback at the ball. So you've played with some good players along the way. Did they kind of influence you as well as your parents?
Yeah, I definitely think they had a part in it. You know, the guys are just guys that, you know, it was really awesome getting to see them ball out. And then feeling like I got to step into their shoes and take that role and just keep growing the Northview legacy. You know, Northview's known for producing really good players. And it's really just an honor to be mentioned with those names. You know what I mean? But, yeah, it's just it's awesome.
Not only are you a good player, that man, a good person, but you get a good personality and you're a good interview.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I mean, you know, the worst thing about an interview is you ask someone a question, it's one word answer. Yes, no, maybe. It's no. And you're quick, you're intelligent, you talk to me. Obviously, they're intelligent with 3.9 intelligence. And that's a good school.
Yeah.
How about the campus? How's the campus reacting to the team and the growth and the change in the development?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely talked about with players too, that just like thinking back and of the past years and how sometimes maybe you hear stuff from other students and people that don't understand how much work goes into it, even when you don't have the most successful season. And I mean,
work still has to go in whether it's successful or not.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, nothing changed from this season, last season, but just how that we won it. You know, I guess you go walk around campus. It was really cool to have people congratulate you, and you know, it was talked about by teachers, even that people would talk. Some of my teammates would talk about how they were just congratulating them. And there was such a more positive, I guess, aura around the classroom and the campus, just because, I mean, football teams being successful. And Indiana State has plenty of successful sports, you know. And we go to the Sammys, and it felt like the football team was kind of the black sheep of the group, you know, and getting to win these past 2 weeks and, you know, going into the next week playing on winning, it's cool to get recognition for us too. So,
Yeah. And like you said, there's a lot of successful on the team. Nobody's successful on campus as a track and field.
yeah, track field. That's ridiculous.
When they won the conference, men and women, they #1 assistant coach in the conference, #1 coach in the conference.
Yeah.
I mean, What a program.
Yeah, right.
Swimming programs coming on, football. I mean, come on. It's nice to have the energy back on campus.
It's a good time to be single. Yeah.
It's always a good time.
That's right. That's right.
Thank you for watching. My name's Tony Harper, and this is the one and only Braxton Sampson. And thank you for watching.